Hey everybody, this is Dom Heck from Wisdom Cast. We have a very special guest with us today. He goes by the name of Rigan Machado. Rigan Machado is an 8th degree red and black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is the founder of the Academy Beverly Hills, located in Beverly Hills, California. He has trained some of the top name celebrities such as Ashton Kutcher, Keanu Reeves, Vin Diesel, Wiz Khalifa, Mel Gibson, Charlie Hunnam, Brian Callen, and Robert Pattinson, just to name a few. He is one of 5 brothers: Carlos Machado, Hoyer Machado, Rigan Machado, John Jock Machado, and John Machado. Each brother has opened up their own jiu-jitsu school throughout the United States. Rigan is also an actor himself and specializes in helping choreograph fight scenes for films. He is considered to be one of the greatest Brazilian jiu-jitsu competitors to ever be. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Rigan Machado.
How you doing, Mo? Everybody?
Rigan, how you doing, man? It's a pleasure to have you. I
No,
really appreciate you doing this. Sorry about all the complications we had getting connected, but it's an extreme
no,
honor to have you on this thing, man.
no problem, my brother. It's my pleasure.
Awesome. Well, how are things with you? I know we're living in some crazy times right now, but how is the life of Rigan going?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. I'm still very busy. I was lucky because not only I have the business at the academy,
Yep.
but I have business outside the academy. And it's good because I focus in a lot of the business in technology right now.
Yep, definitely, definitely. Yeah, how are things going with the school? I know it's got to be complicated to hold your classes. Are you still able to
Uh,
do one-on-one sessions, or how's that kind of working out?
my school, I'm very lucky, because the landlord is very nice to me, into my partner. We kind of going to the phase like he want to help us, we want to help him. But a lot of my students, private students,
Yeah.
have probably like 85% of my business privates. And I think that helped me a lot because I don't need the quantity. I have a very select number of clientele. Who I charge a little bit more than normal,
Yeah.
but my students still want to come back. They come every day. They support. He want to help. Everybody want to help. But I feel bad for the people who need quantity of a big number of the students, have a big overhead, have like froze the income. It's pretty tough. I see a lot of people will suffer from the community of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu from this kind of lockdown.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? I trained Brazilian Jiu Jitsu with a teacher named Flavio Meyer here in San Jose, California. And my favorite part was going to the big classes where there'd be a lot of people. You can get a lot of reps in with different students. And so it was always great. But I'm sure, having yourself to be able to do the one on one training is still very valuable to the people that can do it. Diving into kind of your background, though, I saw that you trained under Carlos Gracie and Rolls Gracie. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Nice. What is it about Rio de Janeiro that kind of brings out all these great Brazilian, not even just jiu-jitsu, honestly, Muay Thai, and just all these great artists come from Rio de Janeiro and
Uh,
Curitiba?
it's not much Muay Thai. I think Brazil have a good judo.
Yeah.
I don't know today. Maybe today have a good Muay Thai, but Brazil well named from the judo, from the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, have a good boxing, capoeira, and but for sure with the immigrants from Korea, all these different countries, immigrants in Brazil spread different styles. Like Taekwondo in Brazil is pretty popular too. Kickboxing is getting super popular, and because the mixed martial arts right now is exploding in Brazil, you have like Western is growing in Brazil. You have a variety of styles who now with the mixed styles like the MMA start growing in Brazil pretty big.
Yeah, definitely. What age did you start training jiu-jitsu?
I started when I was 5 years old.
5 years old. And then I know the Machados are a giant family in the jiu-jitsu organization. And as I was kind of researching you guys do have family ties to the Gracies. Like how is that all tied together?
Uh, is My family, my mother's sister, married the founder of the sport named Carlos Gracie, and we have that relationship through my mother's sister. And
Wow.
basically, we grew up together. I end up live with Carlos Grace for a big part of my life. For go to school, we train Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Um, was a good opportunity for me to because that I have opportunity to learn Jiu Jitsu with my cousins and my uncle.
Yeah. So the Gracies are pretty much your uncles and cousins. That's
Yes,
two powerhouses. The Machados and the Gracies are all connected like that. That's crazy.
it's name for me Machado Grace
Yeah.
is just the name, but is my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see like my cousins, my uncle. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's, we come from the uh, same place, same family. It's amazing. Feel very privileged to have this kind of opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I was actually looking up, some of your stats of when you competed in your Brazil times, and I had some crazy numbers here that were coming up. I read that from the ages of 14 to 21, you won the Brazilian national championship every year and every belt division, and your record at the end of it was 365 and 0. Is that
No,
real?
yeah. I've been very lucky um, as a competitor. I was very lucky in the beginning. I have a very big camp.
Yeah.
I was under Horse Grace and Carlos Grace Jr. But my main coach was Carlos Grace Jr.
Yeah.
And I was his first black belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And
Wow.
basically, like, uh, I have opportunity to to train super hard. And I live, breathe this sport, and I compete every competition I have in judo, jiu-jitsu, whatever I have opportunity because I want to get a chance to small every small competition and to get ready for the big competitions. And through that, I was pretty sharp physically, mentally. I was very good in strategy. And I've been very lucky, you know what I mean, in
Yeah.
competition.
That's awesome, man. And one of the other things I saw was that you had a day where you competed in 19 matches and you submitted all 19 of them. What was that day like? Like, how did that happen? And
That happened was in a national championship. The
yeah,
national championship, I was a junior division and adult division. And I signed up to fight in the teenagers
yeah,
and the adults, and I signed up to fight in my weight class in the open class. And basically, like putting together four weight classes, I end up putting together 19.
that's insane. Like, how long did each of those matches? What was like the longest match of that day? Because 19 matches is crazy.
Uh, was I was pretty good shape, but was pretty tough because the last two fights I have in the finals in the adults
Yeah,
was pretty tough. I was so tired because all day competing.
yeah.
I remember have one time they called my name. I was fighting. And I was talking to the referee to tell them I'll be right there. As soon as I finish my fight, I have to walk on the other mat and fight the other fights, no break.
Oh my god.
Um, things like that, I never gonna was good and bad. Was good because I have this on my resume, but it's stupid and crazy because it didn't make sense today. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
young and naive and I want to fight like I didn't think much. Give me fight, give me fight. But the true, you have to set up limits. It's not how many fights. Is you know what I mean? For me, was I was young and naive, but at the same time, it's good to have that on my wrist.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
It's
Most
good to
people
have on my resume. Yeah.
Most people, if they compete in anywhere around 7, 8 matches in a day, that's crazy. 19 is just almost unheard of. I feel like that's crazy. But you were kind of talking a little bit about jujitsu and what it is, and a lot of people who don't and aren't familiar with jiu-jitsu, they kind of just think it's, barbaric and people are going in there and trying to strangle each other. But once I started training jiu-jitsu, I learned it's a lot more than that. It's a way of life. I actually watched a video about you. It was called on YouTube Best Jiu-Jitsu Fight Ever. And it was the match between you and Rickson Gracie. And you kind of talked about, what, like, how you didn't want to fight your friend because it just didn't feel right, and then you ended up having to do it. And then just seeing you talk about that and how humble you were, and I can see that you are just a perfect example of what jiu-jitsu is, and your humbleness in how you do things. Can you tell me a little bit about that match that you had with Rickson and kind of what you went through mentally, and just kind of and talk about jiu-jitsu in general outside of just the actual moves, and what it means to be a Brazilian jiu-jitsu martial artist in the world outside of the mats?
The fight with Hicks was interesting. At the time, I have a big competition. I remember the time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu start get big sponsors, like big companies. And have a company at the time, the name of the company is called Company. And it was a very big brand in sportwear, like it covers surfing, water sports, like kind of motocross, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It was the first time they started putting big events, a lot of money on the sports and big arenas and national. Everybody start watching the competition. It was a big explosion
Yeah.
in the competition in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It was the first big one, the biggest one competition, I believe, in the history at the time. And the problem on the finals, a lot of people show up for the last day of the event.
Yeah.
And the problem on the finals, the Rickson was one of the best at the time. I come to be one of the best at the time, but we complete different weight class. And Rickson fighter got hurt,
Yeah.
and he hurt the shoulder. And myself, the fighter supposed to fight, um, was I beat the guy already 3 times in different events.
Yeah.
Helio Grace, Rickson's father, was the president of the federation at the time, I believe. Or I believe he was the guy who have the power on the sport. He start talk to people. We need to have a special fight. We need to put people come all the way here, full gymnasium of people watching. They need blood. They need a good show.
Wow.
And Helio come out the idea the only fight we're gonna be good for everybody is gonna be Rigan and Rickson, the two best.
Yeah.
And on the beginning, the reason I didn't want to fight because Rickson was my idol and Rickson was my coach too. I
Yeah.
have for 4 or 5 years I go to Rickson Academy every Tuesdays and Thursday, and he used to teach me, my brothers, my cousins, a private lesson like younger generation. Huh?
Yeah.
And I felt like when they wanted me to fight, it didn't make sense to me to a point. I said, no, it's my pleasure to go over there and give the victory for Rickson.
Wow.
And I remember my coach at the time, Carlos Grace and Crowley Grace, come to me. I don't know what's going on, but um, I think they wanted you to fight Rickson. The second time I said no, no, and Rickson came to talk to me. Rickson came to talk to me here, and we have to fight. Um,
There's a whole bunch of people there that are sitting there and they're waiting for a match, pretty much, right? Is that what's going
yeah,
on?
yeah. Today makes sense, but
Yeah.
at the time I was young. I said, "Well, I don't want to fight
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
idol, my coach." You
For
know what I mean?
sure.
The guy who showed me so much jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
It is a kind of, I want to fight with strangers, people I don't know, or something like that.
Yep.
But Rickson came to me, he's a genius because he know me better than anybody. He know how to trigger me. He said, here, we will fight. We will have to fight. And I come to a point I say, Rickson, I love you. You're my idol. You're my coach. But I'm going to step on the ring. You are not going to look to like you, my cousin. I have to look you like a stranger or something because I don't know how to step the ring fight. I have to change my mentality. Like that, what I was thinking. And he said, "No, Hicks, let's go. The best is gonna win. We have to fight." And that was perfect because it triggered my instinct of fighter.
Yep.
And the moment Hickson said that, I said, "Man, I completely forgot who he is." And I stepped in the ring like to fight. And we was amazed because nobody hold back. Sometimes when you fight, people fight. Oh, I want to fight for strategy, for points, this and that. I completely didn't care about points. Hickson didn't care about points. We're gonna fight. And the moment both gave everything they have. But one thing about Hickson people don't know, his defense is 5 times better
Yep.
than his attacks.
Yeah.
And people, is super well named. Like a lot of his fights, some guys start attack, and he recover and he counter attack you, and he beat a lot of people by this kind of strategy, very strong strategy he have. And the problem I have because I believe, I was younger. I didn't pace myself the right way. I gave every inch of my will and explosion to win the fight, and he could survive everything on my attacks. When he came back, he beat me. It was one of the best experiences I ever had because I learned so much about that. I believe that I come 10 times better fighter.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it was it's for me. It's not winning or losing. You step as a winner, you live as a winner. You know what I mean? Or
yep.
the consequence of victory or you lose the fight is the attitude. For me, I never regret any inch because I was 17 years old. I step over there. I start winning the fights. I start with a big throw. I pass the guard. I did things like nobody ever did to Rickson.
Yep.
Uh, and I never see nobody come close to do one half what I did in Rickson in his fights. He was at the time like the Michael Jordan, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yep.
And for me, that helped me to establish the next 2 or 3 years of winning
Yep.
in my career. I was complete dominate because after this, Rickson start to slow down, going to different direction. I took over, and I was able to be dominate the sport for the next 4 years. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And after this, I kind of start to slow down. What happened for me? What people say, "Oh, he gonna slow down." It's not that. When you have the hunger inside you, you put yourself to go to the academy, train 6 hours a day, do 3 sections a day, running, workout weights, and this and that. But after a while, these 6 hours start slowing down.
Yeah.
Instead, 6 hours, you train 4 hours, 3 hours to a point, you do it enough to keep. But I start falling in love with the teaching. I start falling in love. I want to be a businessman. I want to open a big academy. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I start try step up for the other side. It's very hard. You'll be a coach, travel around the world teaching, doing this, teach, build a team, and be a competitor at the same time. Because when there was competitor, my job is to compete. After a while, from be a soldier, I want to start. Let me step up in a different challenge. I want to be more like a teaching in general to start manufacture other champions. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep. I didn't want to cut you off because that was an absolutely beautiful story. But real quick, could you just turn the camera a little bit more towards your face so we can see you? Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Or
Like this. Oh,
right there.
sorry,
Yep. Yep. There we
sorry.
go. Now we can see your. That was an amazing story, though, man. You're you're honestly one of the best ambassadors for jiu-jitsu, and just hearing you
Yeah,
talk about that and how you don't win or lose, you win or learn. And it sounds like you learned a lot on that day, and you were able to take it and go on with your future career and make it made you better. So that's an amazing story to hear, man. I really respect it, honestly. What point did you move? Because it sounds like you were competing a lot, and then you made the decision that you wanted to become this business person now. So what made you move from Brazil to LA? Is that where you first went to? Was Brazil straight to LA? And then what was kind of the process like of picking out where you wanted your school to be and getting everything started? And how long ago was that?
Um, for me was I have a cousin in Brazil named Cesar Gracie
Mm-hmm.
who have a school in San Francisco. And basically, like one of the things was interest, like um, my cousin started talking about, poor, he was leaving my house in Brazil. And basically, like he's talking about, poor, he come to USA, come to USA. It's going to be good for you. I have a fiancée at the time named Maria Luisa, nickname Malu, which she want to come to go to school in colleges and little things like that. Yeah, I want to have a break,
Yeah.
I want to have a little break of Brazil, start to explore uh, things, explore different areas to see what USA is about. And I remember in the beginning, I talked to my brothers. My brothers, yeah, go ahead, go have a vacation. And I said, you know what, let's give it a shot. It was nice because I started talk to Horion and Royce, and I used to live in San Francisco the first time I came.
Oh,
I
nice.
stayed in San Francisco for 6 months, maybe 8 months, maybe close to a year. I
Awesome.
moved to LA and I started working with Horion. Horion used to teach at the garage, and me and Royce start teaching the garage. Hickson arrived at the same time, and Hickson got a place, and he rent a house, and he start teaching the garage. Like you have a lot of privates. I remember we teach like 10, 15 privates a day list. And after a while, Horio start talking about he want to open the first Grace Academy.
Yeah.
And he opened the first Grace Academy in Torrance.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, we split, we separate. Hickson opened his own school. I end up opening my school in Encino. I end up meeting Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris was a big helper to get my paperwork and to get the first school open. I end up inviting my brothers to help me. The first
Another legend.
brothers, was Carlos and John Machado. They came and we start open. After this, Jean Jacques Machado came, and the last one to was Roger Machado. We start work together. We work together in two academies. After this, John Machado opened his school, end up opening my school. Carlos opened his school. Carlos, because was very good friend of uh, Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris moving to Dallas for the TV show Texas Ranger, and Chuck Norris wanted Carlos to go with him. And that's how Carlos ended up moving to Texas because Chuck Norris didn't want to stop Jiu-Jitsu, and Carlos moved to Texas, and that's how the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu started in Texas through
Wow.
Carlos Machado.
I used to watch Texas Ranger with my grandma when I was younger, so I used to love that show. That's crazy. Chuck Norris is a legend. They got great memes about him these days. Do you like the Chuck Norris memes that go around about him?
He's a character. I love Chuck Norris. It's funny because I was talking to Chuck Norris, and he gave me a little book. Yeah, when the look was always Chuck Norris jokes and stuff. He loved it. He loved it.
He gave you a book about jokes about
He
him.
gave me, yeah, he gave me a little book.
That's
I still
awesome.
have the book. I said, "Boy, Chuck Norris, that's super." But Chuck Norris is for me is like older brother.
Yeah.
He, I love the guy more than life. He was, I believe, the reason all the Machado live here in USA today because Chuck Norris. Without Chuck Norris, I believe, with the Machados probably back in Brazil or do something like that. But
Wow.
because Chuck Norris, we end up here in USA today. I owe him so much,
That's amazing.
and we love USA. My brother, I love LA. LA, my city. My brother loved Texas, Dallas. We're very pleased to today to be an American citizen.
That's awesome. Wow. That's I have no idea about any of that stuff. So that's an awesome story to hear right there for
Thank
sure.
you.
Something did want to talk about too is you're an actor. You've been in a bunch of films now. So
Uh, Acting is funny because on the beginning I didn't care about acting at all. I love movies
yeah.
like anybody else. My passion films come through my father. My father, we have a kind of relationship. Every action film, like Charlie Bronson, Clint Eastwood, Paul Newman. My father, hey, my son, come here, look this movie, super cool. I end up have this great relationship with my father watching movies together. But I think everything started with Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris did the TV show Texas Ranger. He wanted us to stop by on the show. And little by little, people start call us, like Steve Seagal call us. We end up doing Under Sea 2 and end up meeting Jean-Claude Van Damme, end up meeting all these Richard Norton, all these martial arts movie stars, né?
Yeah.
Michael Dudikoff. And little by little, when they opened my school in Beverly Hills, I start have so many actors, students.
Yeah.
I little by little start like, what's this business about? Let me learn a little bit more about this business. And I've become friends of Paul Walker. I start working on a film, Fast and Furious 5, with Paul Walker. I end up meeting Van Diesel and I become friends of Van Diesel. Van Diesel invited me to do one of his shows. He have this show, TV show he did for one of his friends called The Rope, and he
Yeah.
directs some few episodes. And he said, "Hey, come to my show." I start going to the show. Little by little, I start creating relationship, working a lot of martial arts, low budget films, and start little by little understand what it is. What's, you know what I mean? End up shooting like some small films, and little by little, I start thinking like I want to learn more about this business.
Yep.
And when the things happen, I'm I end up get a phone call from Chad. Chad was a martial artist. I met him through another friend, another student of mine named Eric Paulson. He fought. He was a student of Daniel Nosano at the time, and he fought a punk rage or something like that.
Yep.
He and Eric Paulson, they won the championship, but he used to double Keanu Reeves 20 years ago, and he used to double Brando Lee. He was the double of Brando Lee when he died, the Crow.
Yeah.
He was a great martial artist. He was a stunt guy. And he come a stunt coordinator, second year director. He have a movie he's want to direct called John Wick with Keanu Reeves. And
We all know John Wick.
did you like John Wick?
Oh man, yeah, I'm
And
a huge fan. me
Oh, you
myself,
like?
me myself, I'm an actor and a stuntman too,
All right.
and I got into acting through martial arts. I started doing fight scenes and stuff like that. And when John Wick came out, it was just like, oh, this is the best there is in this type of stuff. And
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. But the thing amazing about John Wick I was when I met Chat, I went to his studio called 8711,
yep,
which is a design for action films. I started to see all the movies he did from 300, Captain America, as a second unit director.
yep,
And the resume, more the top films in action I seen, was these guys who did collaborate for this action. And John Wick, when they met Keanu, we start a little bit talking about what they have in mind for. I was more like a director advisor because at the time I didn't know much how to develop a fight scene for films. And basically, my contribution was to kind of give Keanu a taste of jiu-jitsu with the fight choreography, the doubles, the stunts, the director. We end up training a lot. And they come out the idea, you know what? I was talking to JJ Perry, who was the right hand of Chad on the film for putting the fight scenes, the action together. And they wanted me to do the behind the scenes for the Blu-ray for John Wick. And I call, okay, why not to take advantage promote my brothers too? Yeah, I call my brothers. I brought my brothers. I come out the idea why each brother don't show one techniques to Keanu
yep.
to be something cool for the camera. And my brothers couldn't believe it. All happy they come. We did it behind the scenes. Each brother showing him a technique, and Keanu loved it. We spent like nobody want to leave because everybody have so much fun. All the stunts and the whole crew, and that's what's kind of nice. But these start opening more opportunities for me.
Yeah.
And little by little, because I teach so many actors, I end up start get lines into performance.
There you go.
Little by little, I get a line in one movie as a bad guy. I get another line in another film. Yeah, I start. You know what? I wanna I want to study a little bit more. I want to know what this acting is about.
You
Yeah,
caught the acting bug is what happened. You caught the acting bug.
no, that's I want to understand because
Yeah.
everything you do, you dedicate yourself 100% or don't do it. Uh, yeah, I have opportunity to meet this amazing teacher from Stella Ad Academy in Hollywood. I went over there to Stella Ad Academy and I started studying with him. And he started showing me techniques. He started putting me to do plays. It's kind of interesting because it's outside my comfort zone because my accent is my second language and to go in front of people and do a play and little by little this I start have fun. I said, wait a minute, that's amazing fun. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And little by little I start get better lines, more, a bigger role. Right now it's almost 30 movies. I can't believe now I have managers, I have people who send me scripts, and now I start involved in production, create shows, and it's unbelievable. It's a roller coaster of amazing opportunities. Some of my real good friends today is Charlie Hunter,
Yeah.
Frank Grillo. I finished this movie with Frank Grillo, spent 2 months together in Cyprus with Nicolas Cage, Tony Jaa, the guy who did On Bach.
Oh yeah. Love
And
On
we
Bach.
did a movie of that. I play a warrior with a hammer,
it's
but
it's
for
it's
me,
funny.
it's kind.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
It's funny you brought all this up because I actually had these pictures queued up, and I definitely wanted you to talk. I saw the behind the scenes video where you and your brothers were helping train Keanu for John Wick. Anyone who hasn't seen that, you got to go see it because it's absolutely awesome to watch them like go through the moves with Keanu. And then when you watch the film, you're like, oh wait, they were showing him that move for this fight scene right here, and his moves came out super clean in the film. And I think you guys are what helped make that movie so great, because the techniques he was using were real stuff that is applicable in real life. And you brought up a couple other names here. I had these pictures queued up. I wanted to kind of go through. It kind of goes perfect. So initially, I was just going to pull up like one picture and have you kind of talk about it. And then I just found all these great pictures of you with all these great actors. A lot of them you just named. So we'll kind of just go through a couple here and maybe just tell a brief story about, who they are and what was going on with these pictures. But this one obviously is the one with you and your brothers, and Keanu was exactly what you were just talking about.
That's a nice picture.
This was the training for John Wick. That was this one, right?
And that was a training for behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and go right on to this one here. Definitely wanted to pull up the picture of you and your brothers. Me, myself, I actually come from a family of a lot of siblings. I have 3 brothers, 2 stepbrothers, and a sister. And, having that unity of that family is awesome. And whenever I hear you talk about your brothers, I love to hear it because I feel the same
good guys. My brothers, is each one have a different personality. And that's what's amazing about the characters of my brothers. Is like I'm very lucky to have 4 amazing brothers. I'm very proud of my brothers.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had this picture here, which I really liked of you guys. And then this one here, where this one looks like it was a little bit older of a picture. Where was this one at?
This one is. I love this picture. I'm gonna tell why. The guy over there on the middle, right between me and another brother over there in green, I think it's Jean Jacques. I can see very well. Is Crawling Gracie. Crawling Grace for me was one of my coaches.
Okay.
Crawling Grace is like today is one of my best friends. I love that guy so much. He's in Florianópolis, Brazil. He worked a lot in real estate and development, in properties and stuff, and doing super well. He have a camp. He's amazing, amazing guy.
He's in Brazil. In the white shirt here, is that him?
Yeah, that's Crawling Grace. Yeah,
that's awesome. And then this is a guy that you just had mentioned, Frank Grillo.
Yeah, Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo, for me, I'm going to explain to you one thing. In life, people say, hey, how many friends you have?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell I have thousands.
Yeah.
I have so many friends everywhere I go. But the other thing, I have brothers.
Yep.
It's a big difference. Brothers
big time.
Is the guy who take the shirt from your body to give to the person.
Yep.
And Frank Grillo for me is a brother. He's not a friend. He's a brother. He's a guy, whatever he needs from me, he always gonna count. He's a guy who have the heart and he's a phenomenal fighter. He's a fantastic boxer. He's in top shape, you know what I mean? And he is a fantastic actor.
Yep.
It was a privilege for me to have a chance to work with him. He has some lines with him. For me, it was amazing. He's an amazing guy. I love it.
I initially saw him the first time in the film Warrior. And right when I watched that film, I saw his character, and I was like, man, that guy, I like that guy. Like, I really liked watching that guy in that film. And then all of a sudden, more films started coming out. Next thing I knew, he's in Civil War. He's in Captain America. He's in Avengers. What was the movie? The one where The Purge. He was in The Purge. That one was really cool too. So
he have a movies coming out with Joe Cunningham.
Yeah.
These movies when come out it's one of the best movies. You're gonna be shocked with the action. Yes. It's called Boss Level. And Mel Gibson played the evil guy.
Wow.
This movie is the shit. I'm sorry to say.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
It's gonna come out soon in theaters. I think it's gonna come out over 2,000 theaters. I think the reason it didn't come out yet because I think right now with the coronavirus, everything shuts down and stuff. I think they're gonna take the time to release probably next year.
That's smart. A lot of movies got kind of postponed to next year because you can't put them in the theater because people can't go to the movie theaters. So what's kind of the point right now?
Right now is Netflix.
Netflix. I got that dialed in. Here we are. We got another picture here with the guy you named, Charlie Hunnam. What's the
Charlie
relationship with
Hanna
him?
is a brother.
Yep.
He's not a friend. He's a brother. He What a fantastic human being. What I love about Charlie Hanna, he's a very private guy.
Yeah.
He's not the type of guy who, like, Charlie Hanna is a very simple guy. He like to be home with his girlfriend, come to jiu-jitsu, hang out with his friends. He's not the type of guy who like to be all over the place. He's a very simple person. He's very professional. He come do his movie, do the PR of the move. He's back home. He's a fantastic writer. I believe in the future he's going to be a fantastic director.
Nice.
He is a fantastic shape. I remember one time he is at the academy. He's doing pull-ups. He not just pull up. He pull up and lift his body over the bar. And he's doing like look like he. I
Those
said,
CrossFit
Charlie.
pull-ups. Those CrossFit pull-ups. You know.
Yeah, exact. He is always washboard, always in good shape.
Yep.
Um, he's we always hang out. We always like train jiu-jitsu, go eat breakfast together. I have a story to tell. This one was funny.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, this story was amazing because I have this friend of mine who her name is called Carol Brazil, and she sell bikinis. She nicknamed Carol Brazil because she's from Brazil. She's an actress too. She and basically like she have a friend who live in her house. I remember I went to the house, and the room of her roommate and her friend have pictures of Charlie Hanna everywhere. You know
They're
what I
big,
mean?
big fans, huh?
No, she had posters, she had pictures, she had a jacket from Sons of Anarchy. She have like all kind of stuff from Charlie Hanna. And I called Carol. I said, Carol, come here. I'm gonna have breakfast with Charlie. Bring her, but don't tell her Charlie Hanna is coming.
Oh man.
And it sounded like she's sitting over there on the table. Come sitting on the table with her and her friend and Charlie Hanna. And she looked, and she didn't move. And for me at the beginning, I said, "Boy, I thought this girl's gonna have a huge reaction. Is gonna be like upset or
she
something
got
like
she
that."
got shell shocked.
Yeah, and for me, I said it's funny. You know what I mean? And but what happened when Charlie Hanna stand up, you went to wash the hands or go to the bathroom. Uh, I, I I look at her. I thought you're a big fan. I think your reaction, you're gonna scream, and sounded like her hands was under the table.
Yeah.
When she brought her hand like this, was
She's
shaking like
shaking.
this, and I felt like, oh no. I went Charlie Hanna come back. I said, Charlie Hanna, she's a big fan. Let's take some pictures together. Charlie Hanna took some pictures with her. And that was super fun. But Charlie Hanna
That's awesome.
is a brother.
That's
He's an
awesome, man.
amazing guy. I believe he's gonna be. You're gonna see he's gonna explode in Hollywood sooner or later.
Oh,
He's
for
gonna
sure.
explode. You're gonna
Yeah,
see
my
he's
my
exploding, but you're gonna see one of the biggest stars in Hollywood is gonna be Charlie Hanna.
yeah,
Charlie Hanna
he's a
have
fantastic
something.
actor.
He have something about him. He's a guy's a good looking dude. He's a great actor. I think he gonna explode in Hollywood sooner or later.
Yeah, my stepbrothers are big Harley riders, so we would all binge watch the Sons of Anarchy shows whenever they were on.
It's
That's
a
so
great
that
show,
it's a great
no?
show, yeah.
It was fun because when I met him, I felt bad because I didn't see the show. Um, and I started thinking, man, because Charlie's my boy, I'm gonna watch the show. I love it.
Then you
I
got
said,
hooked.
what the fuck?
That's
Awesome
awesome.
show.
And then here we are. You mentioned this guy, obviously, too, Vin Diesel. And you also mentioned the name Paul Walker. You know, rest in peace to Paul Walker. What a great actor that guy was. Great person. So it sounds like your relationship with Vin started through Paul. Is that what I was kind of hearing?
Yeah, Paul Walker uh, was a friend of mine through his teacher. His teacher, Paul Walker, lived in São Francisco. São Francisco, no, Santa Bárbara,
Yeah.
and
What belt?
his
What belt was he
teach.
again? He was a high
When I
belt.
met when I met him, he was a blue belt,
He was a blue belt at that time. Okay.
and he died as a brown belt.
He was a brown belt. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember Franginha introduced me to him, his coach, and we become friends. Once a while, when he's in my neighborhood in Beverly Hills, he stopped by and do some training. But Franginha was his main coach. Yeah, I remember we start talking about maybe to do a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu film. We started write the script together, and we. I even have investors who want to put the money to do the film, but he got so caught up in Fast and Furious and one movie after another. His career was pretty, it's getting pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember even one time I said I don't want to bug him. I'm not gonna push. And I remember his lawyer called me. He was talking about the time to do the movie is gonna be right now because he just got his office at Universal Studio, and everybody want to support his new company or something like that. He have a friend who was his business partner, his best friend and business partner who want to help us to make that jiu-jitsu movie happen. And we're talking about the ideas. I remember uh, he was in. We're talking about to go to Santa Barbara to have a big meeting about this film, and he died 3 days later after we talk about that.
Wow.
And he have the car accident that broke my heart because
Yeah.
it was very hard to believe or a the pinnacle of his career and
Yeah.
what a great guy. I remember he talking about his daughter is gonna live with him and he's super happy. Everything doing well in his career. Um, but life is life, né? You have to keep going. But through him, I met Van Diesel. Van Diesel is an amazing guy. I love Van Diesel as I'm very good friend of his best friend, who is named Valentino,
Hmm.
who is a big bodybuilder. You're gonna see this guy in all Van Diesel movies. Valentino always do a little cameo. He's another actor, big guy. He's friend from early age before Van Diesel was famous. And Van Diesel's sister, I have opportunity to meet Samantha, who is a producer, always behind Van Diesel in a lot of the movies. Um, is Van Diesel, but Van Diesel is so busy, brother. It's so hard to. Van Diesel is a friend. When I see him, it's like what a nice guy. We hang out, we talk. Very tough guy. Very he work out. Very good shape.
Yeah.
Always lift the weights and stuff. He trains jiu-jitsu when he can, but he's a big star. It's very difficult to for hang out with him like some like the other guys I hang out.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So you're saying he's kind of like the roles he plays. Then he's a tough guy, huh?
Excuse me.
He's a tough guy, just like the roles he plays, huh?
Van Diesel is very strong. He lift weights. He he's almost like a power lifter guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy who get the weights. He lift heavy. You can see his look. He's almost like a power lifter guy. Like
Strong
yeah,
guy. Here's another great picture here. This one was not too long ago, right? This was recently that
yeah.
Ashton Kutcher got his brown
Ashton
belt, right?
Kutcher is a brother.
Yeah.
He's one of the best person I met. One of the best person I know. I'm gonna tell why. This guy have the biggest heart as a human being I ever met. He's
Awesome.
the most honest guy, the most unique guy I ever seen. He is a phenomenal athlete. For me, I like challenge, right? I like he was a good blue belt. He got a purple belt. Yeah, I want to challenge him. I said, man, what else this guy need to do as a purple belt?
Yeah.
And I came to him, man, I need to challenge you. I need to put brown belt on your waist. He said, no, I'm not brown belt. I don't want a brown belt. I said, no, you're going to get your brown belt. Now it's going to be up to you for you to be a good brown belt. You're going to have to work hard. And he got so motivated. He kissed the floor. He's like so happy. He, but now, of the coronavirus, we have to stop uh, training. He been training for me now for almost 9 years.
Yeah.
He is the most passionate about jiu-jitsu person I ever seen. But one thing, a lot of people, a lot of controversy, people sometimes saying to my students, because I train so many actors and celebrities. One of the things I have to do, which I want to explain to you, is you have to protect my students. Because a lot of these guys, that's why I create a good reputation
Yep.
inside the industry, come one of the top guys and teach celebrities in this business. It's like it's funny because another day have some interview, I think was Verizon or Hollywood Report. They come to me, want to do an interview. We ask them who you want to interview, and they said, no, we want to interview you. I said, me? Why? Because you the number one teaching celebrities we ever seen.
Yeah.
You're the number one teaching celebrities in the world. I didn't even understand what that mean. Like what what's that mean?
Yeah.
But it's opened so many opportunities for me in business, in opportunities in films, and that is amazing. How these people don't understand how powerful Hollywood is. Hollywood have power. Is unbelievable. If for me to be around this power is amazing.
Yep.
But Ashton Kutcher, he have a very good background in wrestling. When he came to train, he's 6'3", he weighed over 200 pounds, 205, 210. Sometimes he go to 220. I like him as a big guy, like 220, but
Yep.
he like to keep around 205. He like to be, because sometimes for the camera, be skinny is better.
Yeah. Trim and thin.
Uh, yeah, he's very cut, everything. But a lot of people say nasty messages all the time because, oh, he's not a brown belt and this and that.
Oh, he is.
I kind of upset me a little bit because, poor man, the guy trained for 9 years, do hundreds and hundreds hours of training.
Yeah.
But one of the things I was back over here to explain for you, one of the things I do a good breakdown. What mean a breakdown? I get the students that do a lot of techniques, knowledge, teaching him, oh, let's learn these 20 techniques,
Yeah.
these setups, this combination, this and that. Now, let's set up a time to drill these techniques. Drill these techniques, blah, blah, blah. Let's set up a time to do a technical training. They're gonna bring 4 or 5 guys who only train like past the guard. We're gonna train these. When they do a lot of the training for him, I bring guys super high level
Yep.
to spar with him and protect him to not scratch his face. You know what I mean?
Yep. The
And
moneymaker.
because yeah, you have to be careful. One thing I'm very careful. I can't afford to students with this high level as a money maker in this industry, as an actor, as a to get hurt. I
Yep.
imagine, like example, he broke his nose or cauliflower ear or break his and that. He need his look. He need his face. He need you know, saying like same like you get a tennis player to who is the best in the world training jiu-jitsu. If you people start get armbar or do something like that, break the guy's arm
Yep.
by accident, I can't afford that.
Especially if you're in the middle of filming a movie or something like that, and he's got to keep a consistent look for that movie. And
Yeah.
if he starts getting things
Eh,
messed up, he might look a little bit different for a film.
yes. A
So
lot
yeah.
of one of the things a lot of people come, oh, he can now only train in Hollywood, this and that. It's not that. I train jiu-jitsu. The only thing I change little bit is the way I teach some of these people to try to protect them to do jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
in a way they don't get hurt. Because the most important thing for you to develop your game in this sport is sparring.
Yep.
It's no another way. You have to spar to be good in the sport. But I try doing it a way very safe as possible.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Putting him up against
And
those higher belt guys is probably better for him because they know
yes,
how to
yeah.
spar,
The
safely.
danger part, like sometimes you get a guy who explode too much, he end up elbow
Yep.
accidents happen all the time in jiu-jitsu. In case it's a competition environment, I don't care. Like, go ahead, let's put 80% sparring, 20% techniques, 70% sparring, 30% techniques. We break down in a way the sparring push them to get ready for a war.
Yep.
And for me, number one rules for me is to be safe.
Yep.
And to be safe is the rule in my cat. That's why I open school in Beverly Hills. And that's why I build a reputation inside this industry. But it's funny because when you come this big teacher for celebrities is very interesting because people test me, oh, he only care about Hollywood guys and stuff like that. But I remember when they used to have this school in Redondo Beach, I have close to almost 350 to 400 students sometimes. I came close to 500 students.
Yeah.
It's a war zone. Competition, these, and guys want to go to war, do train like 6 in the morning.
Yep.
You got train on the evening, and I have these soldiers who want to go to war. If people, some people send messages, oh, this academy is too rough. You go over there, they're gonna take your head off. If for me, like one academy is too rough, now I'm too Hollywood.
Yeah.
You're
There's
never gonna make everybody happy. You
I
know
was
what I
just gonna
mean?
say that there's no way you're gonna make everyone happy. There's always gonna
Exactly.
be people that are judging what you're doing when people need to just focus on themselves and whatever
Yeah,
their own
always gonna
craft
have
is.
people who gonna have opinion. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But I don't like sometimes. I remember when somebody said some test message or said something like, "Oh, he's not a brown belt, this and that, and stuff like that." I kind of test the guy back, like, "Listen here, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for almost 50 years.
Yeah.
I taught jiu-jitsu for over 10,000 people.
Wow.
Have over 650 black belts. I manufacture 60 world champions, UFC champions. I have chance to do over 700 seminars in my life, all in 100 countries.
Yep.
You judge this guy who trained with me is not a brown belt."
Yeah.
Yeah, I come to
That's
the
what I'm
guy.
saying. How can they question you, who is
Yes,
literally
yeah, I
one of
remember
the
I
goats
said,
of jujitsu,
I
and
remember I lost the I got a little upset. Sometimes the
oh, for
blood come
sure.
in your brain, you don't think much,
Yeah.
which was a stupid part thing I did. But I remember, who the fuck are you, motherfucker, to
There it
come
is. There it is.
and judge who I give the brown belt or not?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
gave over 1,000 brown belts, over 600 black belts. Who the fuck are you?
Yep.
You, it's almost like you come over here and
They have no right. They have no
you
right.
understand. But
And
example,
usually,
I can't. You can't do that. You can't
yeah.
let because when it comes to the world of internet, sometimes a young kid like 15, 16 years old talk
Yeah.
trash and
Exactly.
we don't understand.
It's just like who are these people questioning it? And it's like when you usually look into who these people are that are hating on people, they're usually just not doing things themselves in their own lives, and they're just trying to, put out bad energy. But positive energy is the way
You
to
can't
go.
do that. I learned
Yep.
today is like we in a different generation. We're not that. I remember in Brazil growing up, you say something about somebody, the next day the guy in your house, what did you say, motherfucker?
Boom. Yep.
Let's step outside and let's see.
Yep.
You can do that. Today you do that, you get shot on the face.
Yep.
Somebody
Exactly.
have a
Exactly.
gun like a skinny guy. Yeah, motherfucker, I have my gun here for you. Or sometimes
It's a crazy world
it's a
out there.
different world, different time,
Yep. Yep.
and you just have to keep doing your work and
Exactly.
try to
Well,
be
you,
happy.
I know you yourself. You always just spread positive vibes, positive energy. Whenever I'm following you on your Instagram, it always like makes me happy when I see what you're doing and seeing your stuff and seeing the jiu-jitsu training and
Uh,
all that. So it's
the
awesome.
key, do you know what's the key for me? Is simple. I leave my ego at outside, and I try follow my lifestyle without my ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm not better than nobody. I think I'm happy for accomplishing things I accomplish with myself, and I always want to look myself as a student. Um, if for me, I want to keep going, and I still have so much I want to do. I'm very excited for the future in the opportunities I start having in front of my face from the technology, the film business. I have a TV show I want to launch who we already ready to go. And I gonna see so much more about Rigan Machado. It's gonna
Awesome.
be amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you deserve that, man. Well, we got a couple more pictures here we'll go through. Wiz Khalifa. How did this end? Because I gotta say one quick thing. So Wiz Khalifa, I follow him on Instagram because I'm a fan of his music. And then a couple years ago, I saw him starting the train and talking about people who were kind of being haters on Instagram and stuff and trolls. I saw a lot of people that were hating on him when he was training his Muay Thai, and they were saying, look at this skinny guy doing this, doing that, and he stayed consistent and he's kept training and training and training, and he got better and better. And now I'm watching his videos and he's shredded. He's got good technique now, and he just blocked out the haters and just kept working hard. What were kind of your experiences when you were able to train with Wiz Khalifa?
I met his cousin first, and his cousin is a big guy. I think his bodyguard. He traveled with him, and his was an ex-football player or something like that. Very nice guy, very humble. And I got a phone call, and they want to bring Wiz Khalifa to have a private class with him. Yeah, I remember he arrived at the academy in this yellow car, like a muscle car, and his girlfriend come inside the academy, and his girlfriend was from Brazil. We start speaking Portuguese,
Yeah.
and she all happy dating him, a young girl from Brazil. And I was shocked because he's the most respectful person my student I ever seen. He, yes, sir, Master Higgin, da, 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 I'm very happy to be here. And he's pretty tall. He's like, I think, 6'4" or something like that.
Yeah, he looks like a tall guy.
Yeah. Um, he training, he was very skinny.
Hmm.
And I gave him like maybe 4 or 5 class privates. And he start training with Thai box, kickbox, some little things like that. And he start training in one of my academy of a friend of mine, and he trained with one of my friend Arnold. Yeah, I remember Arnold training him like a lot of punches and kicks. And I remember Arnold called me for his birthday. It was Khalifa came, and his Khalifa was stronger.
Yeah.
And Wiz Khalifa, yeah, he go, look, I gained some weight. I started to look like an athlete. And I said, boy, you are look like an athlete in great
Yep.
shape. Congratulations. But Wiz Khalifa is a very sweet guy. I'm
Yeah.
was what a nice guy. Very sweet, very humble. I have only good things to say about Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, he definitely seems like a really chill guy for sure. That's an awesome story to hear. Seems like a chill guy all around. And then right here we got Robert Pattinson. I guess it was leaked recently. He's going to be doing the role of Batman. How long have you been training and working with him? Did he just call you in when he got this role, or have you guys been
No,
training together more
Robert
recently?
Pattinson. What amazing guy, Rob. Is another guy. I only have good things to say.
Yeah,
I have a friend of mine who's another actor named Joel Kidman. I gave him Joel Kidman blue belt.
yeah,
And one of the things happened was Joel Kidman called me and he told me, I have a friend of mine, when I was talking about you, he wanted to do jiu-jitsu with you. And I call I called the guy who was Rob Patterson.
yeah,
And he came to the academy and we start doing jiu-jitsu and stuff. We trained for 5 6 months, and he have to do one move after another. And he was talking. I called him, congratulating him for Batman.
yeah,
And he was talking about how people going crazy because he's the new Batman,
yeah,
and he's like, uh, is working to be Batman, start lifting a lot of weights, and he's super happy to have opportunity to see to be the next Batman. But he's an amazing guy. Robbie Pattinson for me is a gentleman, is a very respected, so smart. He for me, what I love about him is a phenomenal actor.
yeah.
Phenomenal,
He is really good.
phenomenal. What a
I
great
I
actor.
saw some of the pictures that got leaked of him in the bat suit, and it looks pretty cool. So I'm excited to see how he takes on that role and what he can kind of do with it for sure. That'll be awesome. But we already pulled this picture up, but we're just gonna go back to it at the end because obviously, you guys training Keanu Reeves for John Wick. That's pretty amazing. There's all the rumors and story. Keanu is a very private guy too. He doesn't have all the social medias. He's not really out there unless he has something he's doing for a project. But there's always these, mythical stories about Keanu Reeves, like helping people in situations that always seem to pop up. What can you kind of talk about with his character and how he actually is? I think this at the 8711 facility. Is that where this
Yeah,
was? Yeah, I
yeah.
just I was just in San Francisco for a project that Keanu was doing. It was Matrix 4 up in San Francisco. I was there for 7 nights, and all those stunt people were there, and each one of them individually, all those stunt people are amazing at what they do from 8711. So that's cool. You guys got to go there. But what can you kind of say about Keanu and these stories we always hear about
Uh,
him, and how is he as a person? Is he like the stories we hear, where he's just a
no,
great all around guy?
Keanu, I met him. He very quiet personality. He's not the guy who talk too much.
Yeah,
He training when he come to train, he asks so many questions. He's very he can why this, why that. He can show me this again. He's very focused in what he wanna learn and do. And he he come to do business. He's a guy who when it come to training, he gonna train. He gonna do his his work. But I remember one day I connect with him. He arrived with his motorcycle.
yeah,
Yeah, what his motorcycle, beautiful, simple, nice, strong motorcycle. Yeah, I remember was I said, Keanu, sorry to say, but that motorcycle is beautiful. Is I never seen the motorcycle. That's when they connected. He said, "He let me explain. Come over here outside." And
he
now I
he
realize, I said, I got you.
yep.
That's your passion.
He
He
owns
have
he
a
owns his own company, doesn't he? His own motorcycle
yeah, he
company.
have a company. He start explain how he do the bike and why he like the bike and this and that. We end up like talk for almost half an hour
Yeah,
about the bike. But Keanu is a good, nice guy. You know what I mean? I didn't have chance to get to know him like the other guys, like Charlie Hanna, Frank Grillo,
yep,
all these guys. But he's the experience I have with him, one of the thing I learned about him, he's very focused and he try to do his best all the time. He's a I only have good things to say about Keanu.
Yeah, his career resurgence is crazy. He's at the top of the game right now for sure, and
I
he
I,
was at the top of the game back then, and now
I
he's
think I think I'm gonna work with them on number four. I remember the director. We have a conversation,
nice.
and I talked to the Keanu's manager,
Yeah.
and she was talking about we're gonna. It's not gonna be this year. It's gonna because they're gonna do John Wick 4.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I was
And
talking with some of the stunt people that were on the set, and they were saying it's probably going to start filming around beginning of next year, maybe later this year, but
you
probably
never know now
you
because all
never
the
know. Yeah.
delayed, all the
Yep.
shit. I hope.
Yep. Well, that's awesome. Well, Hegan, is there anything else you wanted to let us know? I know we can find you on Instagram at Rigan Machado. Also, I just want to thank you so much, man, for coming on and having this
Pleasure,
conversation. I've really enjoyed talking to you. You're a
pleasure,
great
mine.
guy. You know, there was no reason you had to do this. You did it because you're a great, humble person, and I really respect you a lot. And
Thank you.
you know, I'm up here in San Jose, California, but hopefully when I make it down to LA, I can come by your gym and you know train with you. I'd love to learn, you know, from you. One of the goats of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu yourself. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, Hegan.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys, and have a great day.